everyone.
Yeah.
We're live here down at VGGCon today, so hopefully, like, we have good reception and stuff. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We're winging it. We're making it work.
We'll just go
Pretty
play.
much.
If you guys don't like it, we'll go play games.
That's true. And remember, we have to look like up here, guys.
One screen down here with my face on it. What are you talking about?
Live from the hotel.
Hopefully everybody can hear
Saturday
us.
night or Friday afternoon.
All right, let's see here. What do we got going on today? So, I guess, do you guys want to talk a little bit about BGGCon first, or do you guys want to just go straight into the Kickstarters?
Con is a convention for people that like board games.
What?
That's why we're here.
Oh my
We're in Texas,
God.
man.
We're in Texas.
We're playing some games.
The only thing they have in Texas is steers, board games, hay. I'm assuming they have hay for the cows.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Straight from BGGCon.
That's right.
Hey, y'all. Straight from BGGCon.
All right.
If I seem a little sluggish, we're not sleeping. I mean, there's games to be played.
Also,
it's been some late nights.
Did we want to open up our Keyforge decks?
Yeah, so I have them here. I'm going to try to read them. Hopefully none of them are offensive. So let's see what the first one is.
Oh, okay.
I've been seeing some fun ones on Twitter.
All right. So I've got a yellow one called Montanus. Yep,
I'm sorry,
Montanus. It's Montanus.
Montanus?
Like M-O-N.
Let's pronounce that Montanus.
Montanus.
How about Montanus?
Montanus, not to be confused with Mount Anus, is an apprentice Goldie Columbo.
Like
like Columbo
with a 70s
with like the
television
lollipop.
detective.
Yeah, I'm Columbo. That's a very bad.
That's a really,
that one's not offensive.
That's a horrible impression.
Mount Anus is slightly
I feel like
offensive.
out of all of the Keyforge decks that I've heard of, this is like the most like
benign one.
Yeah, just
because
relax. It's
only
fine.
post the crazy one.
All right, let's see what the other one is. This is what mine going to be because that one sounds.
Well, what the hell?
This one is Tortag, Fort Convict.
That's it.
Fort Convict.
Yeah. That's it.
So this
Toe
is
tag,
like
Fort Convict. It's like when your mom's
prison
like
within the fort.
No, it's like when you build a
oh.
fort with your little brother. And your mom's put that up, and you're like no, and she's like fine, and she shuts the door and locks you in there. You're a fort convict.
Wait a minute, you
when
have
you
a
won't
different
come out of
childhood
there.
than me.
Your mom never locked you in your own room.
First of all, I don't ever remember creating a fort that had a working lock. It was
Oh
usually just
my
like
gosh.
pillows and blankets or something.
Listen, I was in a rough
Like
neighborhood.
couch cushions.
In a rough neighborhood, even your pillow forts have chain locks.
Bars on the windows.
Chain loads.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to getting more Keyforge decks because like those names are just killing me. Like, oh my gosh.
We got some Derek Funkhauser. He's probably feeling the FOMO of not being here.
That's right.
How's it going,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've been here representing Derek Funkhauser, even though you did not send me one of your pins. I'm representing everybody else.
Oh, that's
Look
true.
at that. I got
Look at all the ribbons.
Ameritrash,
That's true.
Acoustic Gamer, Uninvited by Gloryhoundd, Board Game Blitz. They're all awesome people. Some Hooked on Geek, if you guys ever heard of that lame show.
Yeah.
All right.
Meeple Lady.
Underrated.
Let's get
Skybound.
started on
Dice Throne.
our
Darkwing
Kickstarters for the week. How about that?
Duck. Don't even love it. Oh, Munchkin. Look at that little Munchkin.
I'm just gonna moving on.
This
Moving
might be a
on.
long one, guys.
So first up, we have
That's what she said.
City of the Big Shoulders by Parallel Games. This is for 2 to 4 people, and it's plays
Shoulders.
in about 150 minutes. It's a really odd name for the game, right? Like
Yeah, you would think it would be called like
That was
Chicago
very odd.
Fire or something, or like rebuilding
something about
or,
Chicago, but this is an 18xx game. So this is based on a historical event,
That's a
which
large T-shirt.
was the yeah, that's true.
But is it just not trains, though, right? Usually when you think of 18XX, you think of like a train game, right?
I think that a lot of them
it's a
are just
stock
like the
game.
18xx
Yeah.
is based on historical events
Yeah,
because you usually have like 18
Right,
42
right,
or
right.
whatever the dates are on those.
It's a period piece.
Right, a period piece. So I think that although the majority of 18xx games have been more about like the part where railroads
Yeah,
are coming
train
into
companies and stuff,
like the
yeah.
United States and stuff like that. I don't think it's a misclassification of this because
It's a historical game.
because it is. It's a
Yeah.
historical game, and they have the actual companies that went through and were rebuilding Chicago
Right.
after the fire.
So you're simulating that rebuild of the...
I'm glad you
Absolutely.
I'm glad you guys were able to get this settled. That it is an 18x.
It is an 18xx
Woo!
game.
I was-
Thank goodness.
Oh, I
Thank
was
goodness.
sweating.
No, I just want most people will think when you hear 18x of like trains. I just
They think
wanted
of
to
the trains,
clarify
yeah.
For
That's not
anyone
what I think.
watching,
When you say 18xx,
that this isn't like
I
a
just
train
think
game.
Snorefest.
This doesn't look like a Snorefest game though, because like as you're playing it and then you're creating like the business structures and stuff, you're also opening up places for your meeples to go and stuff. So you're playing a very unique game
Well, that
where
part
you're
almost
building
felt-
the board.
That part felt kind of Lords of Waterdeep. You're building.
Oh,
new
that's
places that
true,
you can
right.
go. So the board's going to be different every time you play. I mean, obviously this has a lot more going on.
We have a Greg fan in the comments. We need to boot this guy. You're out, Preston.
I said hi to him earlier.
No Greg fans
No,
here.
he was just very nice and said hi to him. Jeez.
No Greg fans here. Get out.
Yeah, don't worry. There's not very many.
This looked
Your mom's gonna show up on the stream.
Even she'd be like,
Hi, Greggy.
"Eh."
She'd just call you Greggles. Hey, Greggles.
They're like, you two could do better.
Aw.
to me, this looked like a very interesting game. And of course, it's an economic game, which is also a big factor in those 18xx games, is doing like the full economy of everything with the historical piece intact with it.
If you could go back in time, though, would you do this or would you like play with dinosaurs?
That would've- that
Are
would've
you
been
giving a
That would
preview
have been a
to
good segue.
yeah, to our other games?
We have other games.
We do have other games to talk about. So
I'm kidding.
He
I'm
just
very
woke
well
up
versed.
3 minutes ago.
I did wake up at 10 a.m. That tells you how late we stayed up playing games.
well, what do you guys think of this game though?
I like how Preston's clarified that he only said hi back because I said hi to him.
See?
He wants to make sure
Okay.
you know he's not a fan
You're
of
back
mine.
in, Preston.
Press-
You're back in. First there, pull me away, but you pulled me back in.
I'm sorry, were you asking a question?
She said, what do we think about it?
Oh my gosh, you guys are like off the rails today.
I'm on no sleep, Jerry.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about the game?
This is a big, epic, crunchy, economic simulation kind of game. I mean, if that's your thing, this looks like it's done well.
That was very diplomatic. I like that.
No, but I mean, this has a certain niche
Yes.
sub-market of gamers. If you're into this sort of thing,
A heavy cardboard.
I feel like this is the sort of thing that it looks like it's well put together. It's probably a safe bet if that's your sort of game. I don't know if that's for me or not. I mean, I'll play those sorts of games, but it's not something I return to a lot. So because of the price point and all that, I'm
Meeple
not.
Lady gets super excited about these games, and like I
Oh,
see her doing
for
it.
her,
she's
this
like,
is a filler.
She's got like pen and paper out. She's like, "This is great. I'm writing on pen and paper, and I've got like chits, and I'm moving stuff around this giant." And I'm like, that just to me just looks like I would want to kill myself.
Well, this one's only 2.5 hours, so that's a filler for her. You know?
That's crazy.
Got to be at
I
least 8
can't-
hours to be
I'll
like
play
a full
3-hour
game.
game. I'll
Now-
play an hour game that takes us 3 hours to finish, but
The really interesting thing about this particular game is that we have two really big economic games to talk about today.
I'm
and
more interested in the other one.
well, I'm like the other one's really interesting too, but the price point difference between the two
Yeah.
is huge. I mean,
Yes, and that's part of why I'm like, yeah,
one's
this might not be
like
for me.
this is like an $80 game,
this one is so
and the other
much
one's like a
more.
$50 game.
I feel like you got
Do you think
so much
so?
more with this one. It looks like it. I don't know.
I don't feel like there's so much more because
Well, let's
in
answer,
pipeline-
Let's answer the real question: would you back it?
I'm a no
that's
for
true.
this one.
You're a no for this
Yeah.
one? Okay.
It's not my style of game personally. I'm a Ameritrasher. I like hour and a half or less games mostly because I like to play lots of games. I
You
like
want-
to win multiple times in a
You
night.
want all these historical CEOs to be locked in a room and have to battle it
with
out
wolves. With wolves.
with wolves.
Yeah.
With wolves, that's right.
Yeah, if these CEOs
You
were
want to
trying
see old 1% jolly 1800s guys being torn
Jolly.
apart by packs of wolves.
If these guys were like somehow made into super mutants and they had to fight over a city like say Tokyo,
Oh,
then
they're
I
like
would
then you'd be
play.
good with that. Then
Then
you'd
I
be
and
would
good
they're
with
like
that.
knocking down
And
buildings.
they're like, "Oh, you want to build that stuff?" And they just like attack each
I
other.
think if you are super into historical 18xx games, like this is a 100% win for you. It looks
If
really
you're a
well put
history
together.
teacher that doesn't have a lot of friends.
Aww.
So you're saying you're gonna back this, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just not for me. I shouldn't downplay it. I've never actually played an 18x because it's just up front. I look at it and I'm like, this just seems like too much work to be fun.
I'd
for
like
me
to play
personally.
this.
I was gonna say, and it looks like there's a lot of replayability with
I'd-
how you organize the board and placing those buildings down and creating the different places for your meeples to go to. I mean, you're creating a different board space every single time you play it, which is really interesting.
No,
so,
I'm guessing this is a very good design. It's just expensive, and I know it's a sort of game that it would not get to the table that
yeah, I
often.
think
You have to
100
find just the right audience. If I invited you guys over, we would play something else,
Yeah.
not this. You know.
I think that
Totally.
with the current group of gamers that I play with right now, I would not back this game just because I know I would have a hard time getting the people I currently play with
She's
to
essentially
play
saying
this.
she's looking to upgrade to better gamer phones.
But this is a 100% win in my book for people who enjoy those historical
And
pieces.
that's the distinction
Yeah,
I wanted to make.
like,
Is that it's not that I don't think this looks like a good
if-
design.
If I played with more people like that, I would be backing this
So,
game.
I could see Meeple Lady backing it. I personally just probably wouldn't play it. So like I can't back it because I have no context.
I love the idea
Okay.
that the board's different every time you play. I mean,
I just have no context. I just
Yeah.
don't play these style of games.
Right.
So this one is just
and
too.
there's just not enough wolves for you.
Not
Right.
enough wolves.
You have to have
I
more,
went to
like,
watch
dire
Wolves
wolves
of Wall
and stuff
Street,
in there,
I
yeah.
expected there to actually be wolves.
Mhm.
I was a little disappointed in.
All right, so we have nay, and I said that if I had the right group that I normally gamed with 18xx games, I would 100% back this because it looks fantastic. And I think this is actually by a first-time creator too, which was interesting. Let me see. Take a quick look.
Raymond Chandler the third. There's been two
No,
other
he doesn't
Raymond
say
Chandlers.
it. Never mind. Okay, so next up we have Pipeline.
This is the other one you were referencing.
Yeah, this is the other one that I was talking about that is also an economic game. This is by Capstone Games. It's for 12 plus, 2 to 4 players, and lasts about 120 minutes. This one, though, is like $50 compared
Yeah.
to the $80 one that we just looked at.
And we've been enjoying the estates so much, and it's obviously the
Oh,
same.
yeah, he's getting the
is.
estates right now.
All
Obviously,
right, guys, I am not the guy that should like this game, but I bought 2 copies, one for me and one for a friend, because I like the estates. It's good. I've already played it twice at BGG.
yeah.
I think that's your
Twice.
first economic game, too, I think, right?
Big one, yeah.
Yeah.
I played I played some other ones. Like I feel like I played Ponzi or something else,
Ponzi scheme.
like that. I played some other type that I was like, but like, I like this one. This is a good game. You should get it. And it's also $50, I think, ish. It just came off Kickstarter or
Yeah.
Essen. It's newish, but I like it. I played it twice.
And
It's
the
been
reason he
hot.
brings it up is the same company, obviously. They're both
Yeah,
it's
Capstone.
both
Capstone,
Capstone
yeah.
Games.
And the only thing I'm going to say about this is like, there's only 3 copies in the BGG library, and it's been checked out every time. And
Oh, yeah.
every time we
It's
checked
hot
it out
right
before we
now.
bought it, people are like, "Are you done with that?" Like when I went to return it last night, somebody was like, "Can I get that?" Like
Yeah.
as soon as I checked it in, he was like, "Can I get
Yeah.
that?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll check you out."
It's
Yeah.
a fantastic game. So with that being said,
So
you
this
know,
is like the Big Brother.
Capstone.
This is like the fleshed out version of that. This
This-
is the 2-hour
the estates-
version of that.
The estates
Right.
made me willing to play this, where before I would have been like, pass, because it just looks like it's something that's not in my thing. Like I don't really want to be laying a bunch of pipes around and moving them around and
I
doing
like
stuff.
that
like
idea.
Well,
Dr.
yeah, I
Mario's
do.
stuff.
I know,
Kind of puzzle
right?
you have to also create
I
as
love
you're
that.
playing this
See, I don't generally
meaty
like the
economic
spatial
game.
games as much.
Well,
I like some
do,
more
I do.
combat focused.
I
on
think
my
it's
stuff.
so interesting because you're going through and taking the oil through so many steps. Like first you're just trying to get it, then you're trying to refine
Dig
it,
up those
and
dino
then you're
bones.
trying to like get your pipes
That would've
aligned
been
and
another good
everything
transition.
to refine it like better and better to get a better quality, and then you're trying to
Yeah.
sell it off. You're like, dang, like I am working hard for this economy that's happening here,
I've
you know?
earned my inflated
I know.
CEO golden parachute bonus.
Yeah.
Right?
No, this looks
when
really
I drive
cool.
my Mercedes S-Class, you'll know that I earned it.
And for $50, I'm like, guys,
Because it's
like,
$20 off of retail is what they're saying.
What
they're
the
saying
heck?
70 retail. And $50 for Estates seemed like a good deal. This has more stuff. So like I'm
Yeah.
like, dang, I bought Estates for 50.
this
So-
game looks amazing.
Yeah,
like,
I'm really interested in this one.
absolutely. And having that mini puzzle inside of the game
Right.
is, well, I love it whenever you have like a game inside of a game, kind of, you know? Like that's
If it's done
fantastic,
right,
If it's done right,
And
you're
I
like, oh
trust
man.
that this company
Rock, paper,
has done it
scissors,
right.
begin, rock,
Oh,
paper,
absolutely.
scissors.
Yeah, because the Estates was just so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I didn't even want to like the Estates, and it got me.
Did
me
it?
It
good.
got its hooks into you.
Now, we do have to talk a little bit, though, about the fact that this game, people are like, we don't want to support this game because it's talking about oil pipelines and stuff. We don't support having...
That's a part of our history. You can't. I mean, we still use oil every day. You can not like big oil, but this is not. This, from in my perspective. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. In my perspective, you're not supporting oil by buying this game. You're supporting the idea of like that the government is doing oil wrong, and then you could privatize it and make it more efficient, so there's less waste and less destruction of the environment. That's how I would approach it. So I'd say like our company's going to take it because we can do it greener, and we can do it faster and better than the
The
government
premise
can.
is that it's a privatized oil industry.
Right, to switch,
basically.
right, privatize to take
Yeah.
over from the government.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could. How many games have a bad? I mean, there's a lot of games out there that have like offensive themes. Oil,
like, look at, like,
electricity.
Spell Wars or
Well,
something like
that can be kind of offensive
like,
with some of the different
Yeah.
jokes in it and stuff. But like oil in itself is not an evil thing. The way we as humans use it has not always been the best, but we as humans would not be where we're at right now if we would have never used oil. We'd still be horse and carriaging it everywhere. You wouldn't be at BGG right now.
Prefer seeing this theme with like an oil industry because it's not something you see all the time.
You gotta get that oil game in there. We got pirates, zombies, oil
right,
games.
right. Like I mean, you see so many Cthulhu games,
Yeah.
so many high
That's
fantasy
what this
games,
means. It's
so many.
Cthulhu.
And then he comes in there with the oil.
Cthulhu comes and destroys your oil
You have to
pipeline.
rebuild part of your pipeline
That's what it
because
is.
you
That's what it
smashed through it.
Cthulhu destroys the government pipeline, and now it's
Yeah.
up to humans to save the world by rebuilding it privately.
We're gonna need a 3D printed Cthulhu figure that's like at least 5 foot tall.
Or better yet, we
Yeah.
could tie in. We could have just a giant Spike come in, and Spike could attack the oil pipeline.
Well, there you
And
go.
he'd
just wreck it. He'd wreck it.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Oh my god, I want to see that movie so bad. Wreck-It Ralph 2, y'all.
So,
How much did they pay you for that?
Right?
Not enough.
Not enough.
Greg, would you back that?
I think so.
Yeah.
This is a yay for me.
Yeah.
This looks cool. Because of how much we've been enjoying the States, I just trust this company.
To make something that's
Yeah.
going to be really great.
And I like the idea because the States is fun, but it's fairly light, it's fairly fast.
Yeah, States is under an hour. It's like 45 minutes.
This feels like
Yeah.
that Big Brother fleshed out. The theme, I mean, I play a lot of games where I don't even realize what the theme is. Someone's like, oh, by the way, you were playing a politician in the 18... I don't know. I'm just,
Right,
I'm
that
just
was
pushing cubes
That was the
and
magic
stuff.
thing. You're like, it was?
Yeah,
I was just picking
yeah.
up tokens. I don't really know.
There's a lot of Euro games where I don't really engage with a theme anyway, so it's not something that's, luckily, I guess, whatever, it just doesn't enter into me. It's just, whether it's Power Grid or whatever, if it's a good set of mechanics, I'm happy, and this looks really quality. I will say, though, it's funny, the video, if I remember right, they, like, say, designer, and they mention his name, and I looked him up, and I'm like, they really, like, highlight
Like,
that this is
who
the
is this
designer.
guy?
I don't think he's designed anything else, but I trust the company, and that's oftentimes with these things, it's like, you might not know the company, but you know the designer, or you know the designer, but you don't know the whatever.
Yeah.
In this
Right.
case, I trust the company that they are going to find and develop a
Oh,
game
and
that
it
I'm
looks
going
like
to
they
enjoy.
were smart enough to get to the right people for reviews. Like
Well,
they
I'm
talked to Heavy
excited that they
Cardboard
did
and
talk to,
Yeah.
Heavy Cardboard
we should
about it
find
because...
Edward, like this weekend. And ask
Oh,
if
we
he
should
liked
talk
it.
to him
Yeah.
about
We
it.
saw him
Yeah,
yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, these are
absolutely,
sponsored videos
Yeah.
and stuff, so it's more just showing you how
But
it
no,
works.
but just knowing where your game belongs.
Yeah, I see what
Yeah,
you're saying, I see
you
what you're
know.
saying.
Instead of like hitting up, like, oh, it's the party game
Oh, they're
channel.
definitely savvy,
Yeah.
as a company.
Yeah.
And they're making good products. So I trust that it'll be a good design.
DrGloryHogg,
And the
would you
price
back
point,
that?
that's the biggest
Yeah,
thing.
I know, right?
To get the big meaty, what looks like a big meaty 2-hour economic game
Yeah.
for $50, that's
Yeah.
that's
No,
great.
I think it's a good price.
a lot of
I mean,
companies would have priced this at 80. You know?
I just
Yeah.
obviously
just
got
saw.
2 copies of Estates, so like I don't feel the need to jump on this one right away.
Estates
but-
is so last week.
But if you get this one, then I'll be happy enough that I'll get to play it basically. So
Okay.
if we didn't know Greg, then yeah, I'd probably buy it because I wouldn't be able to play Greg's copy. I'm
It's
pretty
so
sure Greg's
affordable.
gonna back it.
Yeah.
Yeah, $50 for a.
And
like
if
a
I
big
remember
game.
right, it delivers fairly soon too, which is kind of nice to see.
Oh
So-
yeah, I think it was like May of 2019.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
like
it
6
was.
months.
With
yeah.
this one,
nice
I'm-
turnaround.
I thought.
With this one, I'm going to say I'd back that because it's an excellent price. Like, I like the game company.
Capstone Games.
The actual play of the game and everything. I'm really interested in how the pipelines and the meeple placing works and refining that oil. Like, I'm really interested in all the mechanics of this game. And, I mean, out of the 2 really big games that we're going to talk about today, I mean, it's a tough choice between them, but I'm going to have to go with the less expensive one at this point because I'm still getting a giant game for like
And it's not just the less
50
expensive
bucks,
part.
And we
you
it's
just
know?
played a really good game from them too, so you feel
but
like
it's also
more
that
confident.
tile laying part. I'm so intrigued by that pipe and
Laying all the
laying
different
those
pipes out?
tiles and
Yeah,
I
because
like
you have to
tile
have a whole.
games.
You're like trying to do that worker placement
Yeah.
mechanic on all this, and then you have to like switch your brain over to like a different part where like, okay, now I have to like abstractly
This-
assemble
this
these
is how
things.
much of a Ameritrasher I am. I'm like, this would be so much better if it was Ninja Turtle themed. And like the turtles would try to escape Shredder through the tunnels, and that's why you're building the pipelines.
Oh,
would
that's
buy
their,
that
that's
for sure.
somebody's next
You
game
slap
right
Raphael
there.
with
That's
When
so-
are you going to start designing games?
You
I
slap-
want to buy your
You
games.
slap Raphael or Mario Brothers on there, I back this 100%.
That's it?
You're,
All right.
you're running from a fire.
Which
and-
one has more appeal?
Hmm.
If they
Which country
reskinned
are we
it
in?
with Mario or Ninja Turtles, what are you going
Worldwide appeal, Mario Brothers. in the U.S., I'd say Ninja Turtles maybe.
All right, and then
Ninja Turtles are hot right now. They
How
just did their
dare
third
you make
version.
it sound like Ninja Turtles don't have international
They
appeal?
do.
Well,
They're
hold on.
ninjas everywhere they go.
speaking of oil and refinement, we can go on to
Dinosaur bones.
What a great segue! Everybody, give it up for the segue.
Speaking of going back in time and playing with dinosaurs and how we made oil,
Right.
or how we find oil, not made.
we have Dinosaur World by Alley Cat Games.
Welcome to
this
Dino
is
World.
for 12 plus for 1 to 150 players
Look at those
and
pixels.
40 to 70 minutes. This game looks so cool. I'm so excited about it.
So I've made a comment before about roll and writes aren't normally my thing, but the fact that you're doing, like, I almost bought the Jurassic Park like PlayStation game that was called, like, I think it's called Evolution, where you build a park and you have to do electricity and make sure your raptors don't get out and all that stuff. This seems like a roll and write version of that. Like, I'm excited about building a raptor pen and then making sure it's got electricity and then letting them out to eat my people every once in a while.
Well, and I liked that this one had 2 different ways to play. You can play just as, okay, I'm learning this game, I'm building my park, I'm trying to put everything together. Or you can play with, holy crap, my dinosaurs are escaping,
that's
I'm
right.
going to die.
It's an economic simulation, or it's a horror.
Plus,
Right?
The big thing about this one that really sold me is it plays 1 to 150 players. I can't tell you how many times I've had 137 people at my house
And you're like,
No.
that have wanted to play a game, and I'm like, sorry guys, I don't have enough werewolf cards.
Yeah, I know.
well, and it's kind of
Real
interesting
talk.
that this was a Gen Can't nominee as well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So they've definitely had it out there. They have had people playing it and stuff and testing
It's a
it.
cool.
I've seen Suzanne talking about it too.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
she had a chance to play it. She was saying positive things about it, and she's like queen of the roll and writes.
Oh, absolutely,
So
yeah.
I trust her judgment on this one.
And
Yeah.
I'm a theme guy. I just like the idea of this theme better than some of the other roll and writes I've seen recently.
Well, like you said, I don't want to be building neighborhoods. I want to. The dinosaur park is like so much
Yeah.
cooler,
Well, and then
you know?
a lot of roll and writes are just completely themeless. It's
Yeah.
just completely
Yeah,
abstract.
where you're
And
just marking
just
boxes.
numbers
I
and
feel like
boxes.
that's
Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
disservice to not have a good theme that goes
Yeah.
with your game.
I think we're going to see more of this, the
I hope
evolution
so.
of roll
I
and
hope
writes,
so, because
where
this
they have more theme.
got me super excited to play a roll and write. Like
yeah.
Welcome to was like that one step where I was like, okay, you know what? I'll try to start playing these
Yeah,
games.
Welcome to was a good roll and write.
Yeah, because I liked that and I
'Cause I
liked the
passed on them
theme and it
before
was
then.
like a satisfying thing to do as you were doing it.
And you don't feel bad making the neighbor. I always do well in it. I usually get
Dino-vember.
Dino-vember.
That's right, Dino-vember. I totally forgot about that.
Also,
Preston, my man.
That's
I
right.
love Dino-vember. Like, it's seriously, it's the best. So Greg and his wife every year, I hope his kids aren't watching, they put dinosaurs out in the middle of the night, like getting into the Halloween candy or messing
You have
up
that on
stuff
your
or brushing their
Instagram, right?
teeth.
Yeah,
and
I
do.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Greg Dickson, you should
Greg
check it
C.
out.
Dixon
Greg
on
C.
Instagram.
Dixon
Yeah.
on
But it's-
Instagram.
yeah, all the dinosaurs attack, and if my kid was a little bit younger, I would have probably tried to piggyback on that because that
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah,
The older daughter
Dino-vember.
knows it's what it is,
Right.
but she kind of plays along.
It's
and we have fun with
adorable.
it.
It's
Yeah,
adorable.
mine's a little too old. She'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think I am?
I've done that with other stuff before, like with her favorite little stuffy. I've moved it around stuff. I'd be like, oh, looks like Lovey's at work today, like working on the computer.
So the price point of this game too is $27, so about
Yeah.
$30,
Pretty-
like
pretty
which is
affordable.
very
Which-
affordable
Thank God there's something you can buy for less than $30 on Kickstarter.
for real.
And-
Sometimes,
For real, right?
We've talked about that. Like, I mean,
Yeah, no,
I'm not
it's
as,
starting
I'm
to
not
get
as,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not as cankerous as this guy over here who's like, oh, I remember
Get
when
off my
stuff-
lawn.
when Kickstarter was $10.
In my day, we played with sticks and rocks.
I
We
just-
liked it.
We just print and played for $1.50. But yeah, everything on Kickstarter is like $79 to $100 now, and I'm glad this isn't one of them. For $30, I feel like I could pick this up, and I feel like I could pick up a copy for a friend. I feel like I could give it to Greg for Christmas. Don't look. I'm not gonna give you one.
Well, and I love these expansions that they have, like an aquatic expansion where you can fill that little lake that's in the middle of there and stuff like that and start putting stuff in there. So I feel like they've done a lot of really cool stuff with this one. So
This is also Alley Cat Games, and I got to play Dice Hospital, which is another Kickstarter they did.
Oh yeah, you
Okay,
like that
okay.
one.
I liked that one. I thought it was really good. So I think that just adds more
A little more gravitas.
reason to
Plus,
like
anything
it-
under $30, that's
Well, yeah.
that's like one trip to Chipotle for the fans. So
that's
it's
true.
not-
That is true.
That's
That's
not-
like a family meal, and then
But I mean,
like you're
it's kind
good.
of like the last one where I'm like, okay, I trust this company.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I played other things from them. They make solid games. You know, it's just one more reason between the theme and the price.
The burrito bliss
just
only
go
lasts
for
for
it.
like 2 hours before
That's
you're
right.
like,
But a game, that's forever,
It
guys.
lasts a lifetime.
Forever.
Aw.
you and your closest 149 friends.
That's right. That's right.
I want to
Well-
come to a convention and just do 150 person
Oh
roll
my
around. They'd be like,
god,
"Whoa."
that would be
Think
so
about it.
crazy.
think about the person who actually. I mean, you probably have people that would tie for first, but think about somebody who actually won that out of 150
Yeah.
people. That person
Talk
would
about
be like,
bragging rights.
yeah, that.
I never even need to
They
play
would
this
need
game
like a
again.
they would need like a trophy and
Yeah.
a badge and everything.
We were playing Two Rooms and a Boom last night at the convention. That's another big
Oh,
group
yeah.
game. It's just a whole fun, different dynamic that you don't get to tap into like in your living room when you have a few
No,
friends
not at
over.
all. You have to have a big space for that.
Well, my
Well-
living room's so big, I need all
Oh,
that
yeah.
space.
Greg, would you back that?
Gloryhoundd Manor. Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, I back this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we
Okay.
should get
I'm
it.
gonna say this is 100%. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you should get a copy.
If
we
you
should
like
get a
this
copy.
kind of game, you'll buy
Absolutely,
this.
yeah.
It's a great
you said,
version
this
of
is
it.
a
It
good-
looks amazing.
This is kind of like a medium weight game too. You could probably just jump into it with like your friends and family who don't normally.
Oh
game and
yeah,
stuff.
like anybody's gonna like
And
this.
Well,
then
like she
people-
said, there's the two
Anybody.
versions, and
Plus-
the one version seems much
right.
simpler and lighter.
And anyone who likes Jurassic Park and stuff like this is going to be 100% like, oh, I understand the theme, I understand what's going on.
Right.
You know.
You joke about like, oh, I need to design a game with Mario or Ninja Turtles and Pipe. Years ago, my wife and I were like, there needs to be like a Jurassic Park like theme park game where you
Right.
can make. And we had
I've
this
said that for
idea, and we were like, you know, if only. And now it's like every other game. It's like
That's right. Well,
some
you have
sort
like
of
the Dinosaur Island
Dinosaur
and
Island
stuff.
and
Like,
Jurassic-
geez,
there's actually
right?
a couple of actual IP Jurassic Park
Yeah.
games. There's this one now.
This one's very cute.
So
All right,
All right, guys, this is getting awkward. Can we move on?
we
what's
can.
awkward about
We
it?
can move
Well,
on.
I think it's the guests.
What's awkward about it, buddy?
I think what makes it so awkward is the guests.
We can move on to awkward
be friends.
guests.
Oh my god!
Oh, segue!
This is by
Segue.
Megacorp and Games. This is for 2 to 8 players and lasts about 45 to 75 minutes. It has some, like I think I said 3,600 or like
Well over 3,000
Yeah.
different like combinations.
combinations
Yeah, like
that
when
you
you
can
sh-
have.
You
This
should
is
like never play the same scenario
This
twice.
is
Yeah.
advanced Clue.
Yeah.
Is what it's kind of
Yeah.
like.
Gamer's
because,
Clue.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, like Skull King's kind of like a gamer's version of like spades or hearts.
Sure.
Right.
More in depth.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how one they had these sheets that you mark on,
Holy
which
sheet.
which is so perfect because keeping track of information, like you always have
Yeah.
all of your stuff
Yeah.
there for that. And two, I like how you have like these thematic cards that come out that you have in your hand for
Yeah.
clues, and you get to read the cards, and they're interesting. They look interesting. Like the entire theme of the game just looks good. Like
Do you like this sort of minimalized, like sepia tone
I do.
look?
I do
I
because
don't know how I feel about that.
it
I
goes
saw I take
to
all
that-
the pictures of my dog in that filter, and he looks so distinguished.
it goes to that sort of like old-timey detective sort of feel to things, you know?
See?
And then
Bunch of
Yeah.
gumshoes.
it has the brilliant deck system, which you can just have. That's how they get that huge
How
combination of
cocky do you
different
have to
stuff.
be to call yourself like the brilliant deck system that I created?
No,
that
that's
sounds
actually.
like, that sounds like something I would do.
Well, it's how they themed like the Crossroads decks and stuff, and
Yeah.
that's now a whole mechanic
No,
for
but
games
I think that's an
that's called
important
upon.
distinction to make with this, though, because a lot of these style games can fall apart and be fragile if someone, because you're asking questions, you're learning pieces.
Yeah.
If someone answers something incorrectly, like
Yeah.
like do you have any any cards of people who use melee weapons? No, I don't, and they answer wrong, and then,
Then
you're
you
marking
mess
down
up
your
your
sheet.
whole thing.
My understanding is that
Yeah.
they've designed this in such
You
a
trade
way
cards.
that yes, exactly,
Yeah.
the game
You
fixes
can't-
that
okay,
issue.
That's really
Yeah.
important.
Because a lot of those deduction
Well,
games, like 13 Clues or whatever,
Even just something silly like the mind, I messed up because I had the card upside down, and I was like,
Right.
"Oh no, this wasn't 93, it was like 39." And that
that's-
wasn't the example,
but
but it was
that's-
enough that it messed us up, and we lost
Yeah.
life because of
Well, but here's the thing. So, like in Clue, what I'll do is I will always
She
mention
fibs.
a card that's in my hand already to like
it.
throw
She
people
burned
off.
Me so hard on this.
Oh, the first time I played Clue with him,
I
like
never played with
wrecked,
that
get
before.
wrecked.
So
He
she
was
like,
so sure,
she
and I was like,
"Do
"Oh,
you have
yeah."
the noose?" And I was like, "Oh, she doesn't have the noose." So I circled it because like I don't have the noose.
oh yeah, you
It's
got to
gotta
throw
be
people
the-
off.
Yeah.
It's got to be the
yeah.
noose. And then when she like revealed like what it was and everything, and I lost, she's like, I was like, "Why did you need the noose? You had it." She goes, "So that you would think I didn't." And I was like,
And he was like,
messed up.
You're like, brilliant.
But to be fair,
It's brilliant.
I think I stopped playing Clue around 12. So like, I don't think we ever got. And then my little brother was 6 years younger, so he was like 6, 7. You know, like I don't think I played it as an adult very much. So like, there was never like that level of depth
with
to
this,
Clue.
you cannot do that particular thing, which is kind of sad, but
She can't
But
be
it
the
does
bet-
fix
Right.
that
She
issue
said
where
that she can't
It
be
does.
the betrayer.
yeah.
Oh, there's no I'm the Cylon moment.
But it does fix that issue where
Because that's an issue
don't
that's
have
across the whole genre.
right, exactly. You don't have
Yeah.
misinformation
Right.
on anything.
Sometimes
so,
you'll play a whole game like this, and you're like, wait, in turn 3, I have marked down here that you said, oh, sorry, I answered that question wrong. Oh, great, we played this whole thing.
right.
So
right.
that's awesome that they addressed that.
Yeah, I'm really, really interested in playing this.
I like the
game.
cartoony art. I just don't know if I like the very minimalist,
Cinnatone.
grayed out kind of look.
You
And this
color it
is
in with your colored pencils.
Aww.
Give it to your kids to color.
this is $35.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's affordable.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So you could get DinoWorld and Awkward Guests for the same price.
For less than City of the Big
I know, big City of Shoulders. Yeah.
For the shoulder pad
Yeah.
game.
The City of Big Shoulders just immediately defunds. Oh no, we've gotten too powerful.
We had a lot of really great
The
Kickstarters.
Gloryhoundd effect.
Yeah, we had a lot of really great
Defunding
Kickstarters
games
this
since
week.
1988.
Since
Well-
2018.
Greg, would you back that?
I think I'm going to pass. I'm not a huge fan of deduction games, but I like that they've sort of fixed that issue. If you want to get into that style game, this feels like a good one to do. I'm not one to pull out Sleuth and Clue
It
and
does
those
have
kinds
the
of
seal of
games that
excellence though
often.
from Dice Tower, which is like it's an
But-
A or B.
But does it have the GloryHogg seal of excellence?
No,
That's
there's
what
very
I
few
need to
games
know.
that do.
Yeah.
There's very few games.
That
You'd be like the GloryHogg seal of "What's up" or something like that.
It would be GloryHogg says this is brilliant.
No, it'd be Gloryhogg Seal of Vamp. Like this is a
Bam.
Mother- Hey. Vamp G Seal of Approval.
Oh,
from
we're gonna
Gloryhogg.
use that. We're gonna use that later.
Yeah, it's got the
It's the
Gloryhogg
Vamp seal of
No, it's
approval.
the
Hold
Gloryhogg
on, I'm
Vamp
calling our
G.
graphic artist right now to get them working on that seal.
Gloryhogg Vamp G Seal of Approval because it's a bet.
Well, would you back this game, Dr. GloryHogg?
Are you into these kind of games? I mean, you say you haven't
Typically,
played
no.
Clue since you're 12.
Yeah,
I don't know if
so
this is your thing.
It's not.
There's no Ninja
Like she's
Turtles.
super interested in playing Cryptid this weekend, and I met some other people that want to
Yeah.
play Cryptid, and I'll play it, but like I'm not a super fan of it. Like I played
Yeah.
Sleuth with Game Boy Geek, and
Sometimes
just-
it feels like
they're
work
I
not-
love
to me.
Sleuth. I love
right,
Sleuth.
they feel pretty like work to me. I'll play them, but they're not my favorite. No,
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, but at least this has a decent theme. Like I mean, I have to say, like for once, like it's not just I'm just doing this for whatever. So I personally wouldn't back it like with my own funds, but I'm pretty sure she wants to.
Yeah, I love these investigating theme games.
She
like
just wants to be an old white jolly guy with like a magnifying glass and
And a
a
pipe.
pipe.
that's right.
She would be Sherlock Holmes if she could.
That would be awesome.
You
I
should
would
do like a
totally do
Sherlock
that.
Holmes
I would totally do
cosplay
that. You think
with
so?
the pipe and the hat.
I think it's funny you
That'd be
assume she
awesome.
doesn't have one of those.
Oh yeah, well you know.
She's got it as a onesie.
That's for later.
I am in your hotel room. I could go,
That's
I could go
for
rifle
later,
through
right?
your closet and see.
The Sherlock Holmes onesie with like a little felty magnifying glass and pipe. So you can feel like Sherlock Holmes when you sleep.
I'm 100% behind this game. It looks excellent. I love that they have the little
elementary.
sheets. I love that you don't have misinformation. There's so much great stuff. I love the price of this. This is very approachable with the price and stuff. And I mean, I could get a couple games this time around, so I'm excited. So yes, I would back that.
Don't spend too much at the con, so you can afford
Yeah,
the
I know. So we
Kickstarters.
can go and get the Kickstarters on this.
Yeah.
This is
He
excellent.
is like
though. I'm
looking
super
around the
excited.
room like too late.
Yeah, I'm looking around the room like we
Too
kinda
late,
got a lot of
guys.
games.
All right. Well, what else? Do we have anything else we want to talk about? That's all our Kickstarters for today, guys.
Well, I just want to quickly mention that if you've never been to Board Game Geek Con, is that right? Board Game Geek? Yeah, I did.
BGG con?
Yeah.
BGG Con. It's a good one. It's a smaller one in the fact that it's not like as large as like say like a PAX or something, but I've played more games here than I have in just the first 2 days, and I usually get to play at all cons.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So, and the library is amazing, and I
The
feel like we're
library
just
is
constantly checking out
insane.
games. I think I've played like every new game that you've played recently that I haven't, and vice versa. So, it's amazing. Even they have some really cool stuff like the Dice Throne, for example, had like the cool Kickstarter pluralized dice in it,
Yeah.
which they don't have to do that, but they had like a better version
Right.
than just the standard. So, it's a very good convention.
But this
I
is a
highly recommend it if you can get into
And
it.
it's a good convention too, because if you want the like exhibitor hall experience, they
Oh, yeah.
have that too. It's not like Gen Con size. But
Right.
they have that.
You
If
can
you want to
just sit down and
shop
play a
and
game.
see demos and do
Right.
that part of it, it's there.
Yeah, we gotta
If
see,
you
like-
want to just sit and play games in the,
I got,
in the hall,
we
you
got to
can
talk
do
to
that.
some
It's all
designers,
there.
and like
Yes.
it wasn't like because we were like press pledge or anything
No,
like
no.
that. It was just like
People are much
hey,
more approachable here because
Right.
it is
Yeah.
smaller than something.
They're like,
Gen
oh, you're
Con.
interested in this? I actually designed this game. Like the lead designer
Yeah.
for Keystone or Keyforge was here.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Keyforge. He's like, oh yeah, I heard it's a pretty good game. So I was like, that's the lead designer. I was like, oh snap.
Well, how much time did we spend with the developer of Nemo's Wars? He was just
Oh,
showing
yeah.
us stuff
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
coming
yeah, that
Like
out.
he got out.
fantastic.
prototype
He
it
did,
out,
and he
laid
was
it
like,
out.
he sprawled
Yeah.
it out for us to see and everything. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel like
There's a lot of passion here for gaming.
right, and I feel like at Origins and Gen Con, it's a race to get people in to see their
It's
stuff
more
and then
commercial.
out. Yeah, it's
more
like
about
quickly
sell.
come see our game
Yeah.
and then GTFO guys because we need more people in this booth, you know. Whereas here you get to meander through the halls, you get to talk to people, you get to be more investigative with the games and
You
what's
can just
happening
sit down
with
and play
them.
'em.
And there's still
Yeah.
plenty of like big name people here. You see
Right.
Eric Lang walking around. you see
Absolutely.
not Richard
Rodney.
Garfield, Mike Fitzgerald, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know, there's
Rodney from
it's
Watch It
big enough
Play
that it
and-
attracts like big name people and people that you want to be around and interact with and
But
see.
yeah, 2 years
Right.
ago,
It's
like
still
Tom
small enough
Bassel
that you
was
can
here. I
approach
saw
them.
him and I saw Z and
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's so much more approachable here at BGG Con because
saw Bebo.
yeah, because it is just everything is so much more relaxed and people aren't on point where they need to be in a certain location usually at a certain time.
Because for the
You
most
know?
part, everyone we ran into are like, oh yeah, I'm here to play games, versus
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I
I'm
gotta do
here
a
to meet
panel,
and
or I
greet.
gotta,
Yeah.
you know,
They're here to
talk to
have
such and
fun,
such
yeah.
exhibitor, or I gotta
Yeah.
go over here.
So if you want to
No.
like casually run into people that you might want to talk to, this is a good one to do it at. You can just sit down. I mean, I've already sat down and played with like Board Game Blitz and like all these other people and like
Yeah.
played
Yeah,
with people
absolutely.
that I have never in person met. So it was kind of
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And thank you guys so much for checking us out today and everything. Our setup is a little off
How
because
do you
we
like our
are
hotel? Rate
traveling.
it. 1 to
Yeah,
5.
because we are traveling, so we have like the one camera, and we couldn't get to all of the comments.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing your guys' YouTube comments now, so thank you, Jason, for watching, and Vincent. We appreciate that, and thank you for all of our comments, like Preston on
Oh, man.
Facebook and stuff.
Get better, Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent, get better. Jeez.
Jeez, I know. I'm like,
Heal up.
Poor guy, man. But other than that, you know, check us out. We do Dice Tower, where you can get the preview of what we're going to talk about on Monday, and then next Friday we're going to talk about a whole slew of new Kickstarters.
Where can
So
people find you on social media?
Literally. You can find me on DrGloryHogg. So just DrGloryHogg with 2 G's, just like she's Gloryhoundd with 2 D's.
check out the
You can,
little boomerang gif of him
Yeah,
failing
you gotta
at-
see-
at
Oh,
giant
yeah.
Rhino Hero.
The Dino Hero that was like chest high for me, and I'm like 6'1", so it was just like whoosh, and I was like, oh.
oh, that
And then
was
it rewinds.
fantastic.
Twice. I lost
That
it
was
twice.
fantastic. Yeah.
It's good. But yeah, if you want to see the games we're playing, I'm usually the one that's pretty good about taking pictures
Yeah.
and tagging people and sending it out. So follow the 3 of us. You know, Hooked on Geek,
Hooked on
Greg
Geek,
Dixon.
New audio episode every Monday
Yeah,
as
you
well.
gotta do it. I
Facebook,
mean,
Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a subscriber.
Are you going to have a audio one this Monday?
We are. We're gonna make it work.
Yay!
We're gonna talk about BGG Con.
All right, cool. All right, well, thank you
Nice.
so
I'll have
much
to listen
for
to that, see
joining
how
us,
much I get
guys.
mentioned.
Other than that, I think we're done, right?
Don't hold your breath. Oh yeah, we're done. We're done. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, have a good one, guys.
Dun, dun, dun.